Zagorodniuk comes into this free skating performance first, ahead of American Shepard Clark. Triple axel, beautifully done, shows great technical ability.
And a lot of poise for a 16-year-old. Vyacheslav is from Odessa in the Soviet Union, and he finished second last year behind America's Todd Eldridge.
Another very difficult jump, a triple Lutz. Another beautifully landed jump. You wonder why he hasn't competed on the senior level with quality like this.
Well, the senior level is one thing, but on a junior level, what does it mean for these youngsters winning the juniors?
Well, you come out of this competition with a lot of credibility if you're the junior world champion. You look back over the past, in 1980, Rosalind Sumners won this event. She was a world champion, Olympic silver medalist. The pairs, Gordiev and Grinkov, won this just in 85, and they won the gold in 88. So it can be a factor in the future.
So there is some prestige.
Definitely.
He is technically sound.
He's very technically sound. The only thing I think he really needs to work on is a little performance maturity and a little more showmanship. That'll make a big difference.
Perfect performance to claim victory here. Shepard Clark, 17 years old, from Atlanta, Georgia.
Now, Shep has had a lot of consistency problems in the past, but he's changed coaches, and it seems to have changed his focus. Beautifully landed triple Lutz jump. Earlier this year, Shep was competing in the United States National Junior Championships, and he was first going into the free program. Well, he fell 4 times and dropped to 4th place.
And the leader, Vyacheslav Zagorodniuk, looking on. This is later now in Shepard Clark's program.
And this is where fatigue can be a factor. He still has some jumps to do. Triple Salchow. And a really tough miss.
I've always wondered, do you get better or worse after you fall?
Well, usually you can get into some sort of fatigue mode, and then after you hit this fall, all of a sudden your body wakes up and says, hey, I'm not done yet. There's a lot more to do out here, and it makes you skate a little bit faster and a little bit stronger.
Well, a fine showing by Shepard Clark from Atlanta, Georgia. Clark fell and landed in 2nd place. He gets the silver, but good enough for him. Lagutin trailed another Soviet team heading into the free dance program.
What I think is great about this team is if you look at them, they look like a adolescent Natalia Besmianova and Andrei Buchan, who won the gold in Calgary this year. Very similar in look.
They're almost senior citizens here, 18 and 17 years old. Music from the Broadway musical Cats for this performance. You know, Scott, the Soviets have won the gold every year since they began this event. Is there a reason for that?
Well, the Soviet Union didn't write the book on ice dancing. They just sort of adjusted it, and they've been dominating the sport for many, many years. It's interesting that when you start skating in the Soviet Union, you think of going into pairs and dance. For the United States, most of the skaters focus in on the singles.
And just like on Broadway, they play to that sellout. Lagutin to win. The other Soviet team wound up second, with the French team taking the bronze. Americans Robbins and Shanibli ninth, and the Williamsons came in 10th. Well, they dominated.
As the Soviets always do, Pat. It's a very similar situation to the men's competition. This team was second to the American team, Christy Yamaguchi and Rudy Galindo, last year, and they came into the event this year determined to win the gold. And they resemble very much Olympic gold medalist Gordieva and Grinkov, who won this event in 1985. Well, that was a very clean and solid performance. Terrific.
And good as gold as the Soviet team of Chernisheva and Sukhanov pick up top honors. The East Germans take the silver ahead of another Soviet duel. And the American teams, Anne-Marie and Brian